Come on in, welcome to my home. Let's talk Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's just around the corner, and this is going to be one of the strangest Thanksgivings in my lifetime. Not ever, but in my lifetime. Here's why. For some of you, this will be your first Thanksgiving that you're not going to get the whole entire family together. For others of you, it will be a Thanksgiving which won't be any different than any others. And for some of you, it will just be a combination of the two. And guess what? It's okay. If you are nervous about Thanksgiving or don't know what you're going to do about Thanksgiving, now's the time to think about it. Now's the time to collect yourself and say,
hey, what are we going to do about Thanksgiving and how are we going to do it?
As of recording this video, our plans for Thanksgiving is it'll be Mom and I having Thanksgiving dinner over at her house. I'm going to go and fix the turkey. We'll have a small one. If you've watched some of the other videos which have been up on this channel, you will see some of the other things that we're having with the turkey, and we're doing it for two. Then after Thanksgiving, we're going to get all together on a video conference call, and we're going to conference with the family and see how that goes. Will it work? I don't know. I have no idea. But it's what we can do right now, because where I'm at, we are having a spike in cases right now. So it wouldn't be necessarily safe for the family to come down. But there are other places and other people who it would be physically impossible for them to come just because of geographic locations, and so they're way ahead of all of us on this because they've been going through this for quite some time. Now, your feelings on this are your feelings, and it's okay to have your feelings on this. You know, it's not okay if you invite somebody over for Thanksgiving dinner and they tell you that they don't feel comfortable coming over to your Thanksgiving dinner. You have to accept that. You can't bully people to do what you want them to do. In fact, there's whole issues about that. But no, if somebody doesn't feel comfortable with it, that's okay. It's absolutely fine. If you don't feel comfortable with going over to somebody's house, that's absolutely fine. And if they really love you, they will respect your opinion. But also tell them the truth. If you don't want to go over to somebody's house, you can do the polite, I can't at this time. But yeah, try generally to do the whole truth part about this. And be kind. Be kind to each other this Thanksgiving. Now, a lot of you are going to look at this and talk about how horrible it is and what all's been taken care of you, and I'm going to say, wow, have you missed the point of Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is being grateful for what we have. We have each other. We still have ways of keeping in contact with each other, and that's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine to feel what you feel as long as you work through it. I am not a psychotherapist or any sort of therapist or anything like that, but I can tell you how I am feeling about this. I personally am looking forward to seeing the family. I would love to see them in person, but that's not going to be possible. But I'll get to see the family on our conference call. I know that we as a family have been in more contact than what we normally are, through phone calls and texts and messaging and all those fun things. So that is something to be grateful for. I'm also very grateful that nobody has to make the trek on the highways, which are usually loaded with people. So yeah, that is definitely something. And we can have our dinner whenever we want to. We can eat whatever we want to. If we didn't want to have turkey, guess what? We didn't have to have turkey. I don't have to pretend to like somebody's meal, to like somebody's dish that I really didn't like, because we're going to have what we want to have. And we're going to be really thankful that as a family we can get together, because we know that there will be people who won't be able to get together. So this Thanksgiving, you need to look at things as in, what do I have? What things am I really grateful for? And go with that. Stick with that. Enjoy that. See how that is going, and you can talk about that. Maybe you can talk about your feelings in your conference call, but bullying people, being mean to each other, calling each other names in this is not a great idea. Now, if you know that this conference call, your family get-together is going to degrade into a fight, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, hey, you know what you could do? You could skip that altogether. Yeah, Yeah, you really could. You don't have to go through these things. If it's just going to be one huge problem, don't make it a problem. If it's just going to be one huge fight, excuse yourself very politely early and leave. Now, I have talked to those people who are ecstatic about not having to go anywhere for Thanksgiving. They are loving the fact that they get to do whatever they want on this day, and that is also something that you can look forward to. I have no idea what's going to be happening, what's going to be going on, but I do know that this Thanksgiving I will be with Mom. We'll be over at her house. We'll have a good time. We'll talk to people, and I'll be grateful that I get to do that this Thanksgiving. Hopefully next Thanksgiving will be completely different. But look at the positive of what you get this Thanksgiving. For some of you, this might be the first Thanksgiving that you don't have to spend 18 hours in the kitchen trying to cook a meal for all these people and then clean up the dishes afterwards. Some of you will be happy about that. Some of you will be sad about that. But look at some of the things which you can do. Now, what you do with your Thanksgiving dinner, if you like making tons of food like that, you could make a whole bunch of different dishes, smaller dishes, for you and whoever's going to be there in person with you. I know one family, which I thought was really interesting, they're going to go ahead and make Thanksgiving dinner and then do to-go containers. So the family lives close enough that they can put them, I think they're putting them out on the porch, so that the family members can go pick them up and then they can all have the same Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, so there's a billion different possibilities for this. And I mean a billion. You could all do, you know, dishes and then serve them up and just drop them off so for that family to have the Thanksgiving dinner together with everybody in that sort of way. But you need to make this at what works for you. And this time I'm going to say you need to think about yourself, what you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. And if somebody says they don't feel comfortable with it, don't force them, because we want to make this Thanksgiving the best that we can. Alright, I'm going to open the floor up to you. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? How are you doing Thanksgiving? I'd love to hear that. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is a little unusual, but I hope this gave you a chance to say, hey, this Thanksgiving is going to be different, but we don't have to look at how awful it is. We can look at what great things we're getting out of this, how we're going to enjoy ourselves. Maybe you're just going to take a nap Thanksgiving, which doesn't sound that bad. And you will enjoy yourself, and I hope I get to see you the next time you stop by. And happy Thanksgiving, even though I'm a little early. Yeah, I'm a little early. But yeah, plan for it now. You'll thank me for that later.